Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. You guys ask and I shall deliver. Everyone was asking me about this heat press that you guys see back here. And one of the questions, I guess because I did not demonstrate it in the previous videos, how you can utilize this with two garments pretty much at the same time, or should I say one right after the other. So that's what we're gonna do in this video. We have two shirts here, same material, same, blend of cotton and polyester. And we're gonna actually apply two different designs to these shirts using the heat press. So I'm gonna take you guys back here, show you the setup, show you how I lay everything out and how I set the power levels, or should I say the temperature levels, as well as the pressure if needed. But most of the time it's gonna be preset for you. You have your auto button to consider. All right, guys, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. All right, guys, let's get to it. So in the previous video, I showed you guys the settings and everything and all the controls for this device, how to assemble it, how it rotates from one pad to the other pad. But just so everyone's on the same page, I'm gonna go over those again. So I'm just gonna show you guys really quickly here. As you guys can see, you have all of your controls right here on the top. You have your power button, you have your temperature, you have your auto button, you have your timer, and you also have your pressure mode here. This is your adjustment button for raising or lowering the temperature. And here is your little display. And this is going to give you your temperature plus the time that you want this to press. And I also added this little sticker that is included. And this is kind of a cheat sheet. This is going to let you know, for the most part, what type of materials you're working with, as well as what temperatures you should set for those materials. It's really nice that they include something like this. All right, so we have already brought the heat press up to temperature. 350 is what I'm targeting for these shirts. So this is pretty much ready to go. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna start by placing the first shirt onto the bed and aligning it. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing this, guys, to make sure that it's accurate, but I'm just doing this for the sake of the video, just so you guys get an idea. Now, this is a relatively large shirt. This is a female shirt, and I pretty much know where I want the design to rest. So I'm just basing this on where the two sleeves are here versus the center line right here, okay? So I'm trying to make sure that we're on that center line, and I'm pulling out the material so it can be as flat as possible. So with that done, the only thing we need to do at this point is we're going to pick our design. We're going to use this butterfly, and then we're just going to line that up pretty much where we want it, making sure it's level. Okay, something like that. And then we take our heat sheet, and then you're just going to place this heat sheet over it like so. So as I mentioned before, both of these designs are the same temperature, same type of shirt. So I can go ahead now and set up for the second shirt. So let's go over here. All right, so here's our second bed. So we're gonna do basically the same thing. We're gonna take the second shirt. We're gonna lay it out very similarly. We're just gonna try and reduce as many wrinkles as we possibly can. So we're gonna lay this shirt out just the same, using those sleeves as my point of reference on the pad. And I'm just going to pull the material taut about like that. And we're just going to adjust this as best we can. Now, there are some guides you can use. There are some inserts you can use for shirts, if you really want to, be precise with it. But for this application, I'm just showing you guys one of the simplest ways you can do this. So first things first, you want to make sure you get all of the wrinkles out. Another thing that you can do is you can use your heat press to actually pre-press your garment before applying your graphics to it. So that's an option if you don't have some type of iron or something. So this is basically a giant iron. So it's going to give you the flexibility to be able to do that. So let's grab our next graphic, and that's going to be this guy right here. So we're going to place that right about there. So there's our graphic lined up. You want to make sure that you get it properly aligned so you don't have any problems. So I'm just going to take a little extra time just to make sure I have this as lined as possible. Now, of course, you could use a ruler. You could use a number of things to make sure your lines are perfect. But if you don't have one of those, you could use a piece of paper, anything with a straight edge, just to make sure that you're aligning perfectly. There we go. I want to bring that down just a little bit. Right about there should be good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to also apply this heat sheet over this one as well. And then I'll take you guys back over to the other side so you can see how this process works. All right, guys, so from this angle, you should be able to see the full rotation of the heating element. So we're going to line it up with our first shirt like so. All I have to do now is press the auto button. This is happening in real time. This is going to be a 30-second press. I'm going to go ahead and press it. And it's just going to go down and it's going to adhere our graphics to this shirt. Now, again, I cannot emphasize enough, make sure you're checking your temperatures for the fabrics that you're using, just to be sure you're not adding too much heat and then you're going to wind up with discoloration or something like that. And that would be the same with any heat press that you use, okay? So in real time, we got about 8 seconds left on this guy. And when this is complete, we'll get a little chirp and it'll raise up on its own, just like you see here. And now all I have to do is make sure the temperature is back up, rotate this around again, hit the start button one more time. It's going to go down. It's going to press this one and it's going to do its normal countdown just like before. You guys should be able to see. There is our countdown going down. All right, so when this one is complete, it's going to raise up just like before. We have 4 seconds remaining. And then it's raised up. Okay, so this one is still hot. This one is a little bit cooler. They do include these heat gloves with the unit. If you need those, if you're sensitive to heat, then I recommend that you always use those type of things, safety first. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the sheet. This feels cool enough to the touch that I should be able to remove this. So all I have to do now is just peel this guy off like so. You guys see that's what's left on the sheet, nothing. And here is our first shirt. All right, let me grab that a little bit better. So here's our first shirt, and there's the graphics on it. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so let's move on to our second one. Now this one is done as well. Still feeling a little radiant heat here, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove this top sheet. This one is a little bit hotter because this heating unit was still over it. But for the most part, it's ready to be removed. I'm going to give it a few seconds and then for it to cool off, and then I'm going to remove this one as well. So let me move you guys back over to the other side. All right, guys, this should be ready. Let's go ahead and just peel this guy off. There we go. Looks beautiful. Hope you guys like it. Hopefully this video has been helpful and informative and answers a bunch of the questions that I was getting on this unit. And yes, it is very, very efficient, guys, to switch back and forth. So if you have multiple products that you're doing for your church, your business, your family reunions, or a little side hustle, this is going to be a very efficient unit. So definitely check it out. All right, guys, it's been Rome with Rome Knows Tech, and I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.